Hey everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to our Monday Live. Today I'm going to be sharing 4 basic pathways to make income as a coach. I hope you're really excited about that. I'm really excited to share this content with you. You know, no matter how you dress it up, these are the main paths, excuse me, that lead to getting paying clients and to generating more income in your business. And so if you're not leveraging at least one of these paths, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table. Welcome viewers. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, if you can see me okay. Type a 1 in the comments. One of the things that I found is like one of the biggest challenges that coaches face is that they're often using the wrong method or the wrong strategy. And it's not that the strategy itself is wrong, but it might not be meeting them where they are in business. So I'm going to be sharing these 4 pathways with you today, and you're going to uncover which one matches where you are right now. So before we dive in, let's just take a moment to ground. I love to start my lives this way because I don't know about you, like I drop the kids off at school, maybe you're on a coaching call, and you just really want to be in the practice of connecting to yourself before you dive into the next thing. So if you're not driving, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take 3 nice deep breaths together. And when you exhale, you're going to exhale as though you're exhaling through a straw. So inhaling now, and exhale through a straw. Good, inhaling again, and exhale through a straw. One last time, inhale, and exhale through a straw. You're welcome to place one hand on your heart, another hand on your thigh, or just any part of your body. And just giving thanks for waking up on this beautiful entrepreneurial Monday and thinking about one thing, one intention that you have for the week. Bringing that to mind. Seeing yourself complete that intention or that goal for the week with ease, with joy, with fun, because that's why you got into business in the first place, is that you wanted to express your gifts and be in your joy and earn abundantly while doing so. So on this Monday, I'm giving thanks for you. I'm giving thanks for me and all the creativity that we have welling up inside that we want to share with our clients, with our community, with the world. So for this, we give thanks, and for so much more. Ah, woman, and so it is. And on the count of 3, I'm going to invite you to gently open your eyes. 1, 2, and 3. Yay! Welcome, everyone. If you're meeting me for the first time, if it's the first time you're seeing me, welcome. Hello, my name's Khadija Yansani. I am the organizer of this Facebook group, Women Coaches in Bloom. I'm the founder of bloomintoyou.com. That's my website. And I'm the creator of my signature program, which is called the Client Creation Queen Program. And in that program, I help coaches and service entrepreneurs package their expertise and offering into a high ticket offer and get paying clients that they really are so thankful to be working with and sharing their transformation with. I've coached and consulted with dozens of Fortune 500 companies like Bank of America, Charles Schwab, Visa. And one of the things that, I was surprised in the corporate world just to see, which is it's all spheres of life, that women can have this, am I enough question? And I see that a lot in my coaching practice. I've coached with my clients to help them get their first 10K month, get their first and next paying clients, which is always incredibly exciting. I love sharing those success stories with you just to let you know that you could do it too. And I love receiving emails and text messages, just hearing that, she signed up, he signed up. So type a 1 in the comments if you love receiving great news from your clients as well, or you would love to receive great news from your clients. I've also facilitated hundreds of workshops and done lives. And I too had to go through doing my first live, because when I first started, we didn't have live videos, just recording, and I would record them over and over again. And it was always the first one that was the best. It would get worse as I went along. And I'm also a mom. My son just started kindergarten. My daughter just started the 2nd grade. So I'm sure many of you are excited. If you are sending your kids back to school, you're like, wow, I can work in peace with no one knocking on the door. So we are going to dive into our topic for today, which is 4 income paths to make money as a coach. And so before you even think about which is the best path for you, you definitely want to ask yourself, what is your goal here? How much money do you actually want to earn? So that way that you can reverse engineer it. So if you have a goal of $3,000, of $5,000, of $10,000, is this business path going to allow you to reach your income goal in the easiest, simplest way possible? I'm a huge fan of doing things in the easiest, simplest way possible. So our first path is getting one-on-one paying clients. And that simply means that you get one person or one person at a time. You have private coaching clients. Welcome, user. Feel free to put your name in the comments. It doesn't say because I'm using StreamYard, and I would love to be able to say hello to you personally. So just type a 1 in the comments, or your name, or where you're tuning in from. So the benefit of working with clients privately one-on-one is that it's possible to make a lot of money. And I say a lot of money. I know that varies from person to person, but in my program, in the Client Creation Queen program, I typically recommend that you create a coaching package that starts at $1,000. And so I say that it's relatively easy to do because you don't really need to have an email list or a website or have a lot of people on social media. It can work with, personal outreach. I just did a client success story. She's a math coach, and you'll be seeing her success story in a couple of weeks. But she said she texted a former employer, and that person became a consulting client. And so you don't have to feel like I need to have all this stuff in place. You can connect absolutely with the people the people in your world. And a lot of people that I work with, and I identify with this too, you feel like you want to work deeply with people, and private coaching allows you to do that because you can personalize it to the person that you're working with. Maybe you do have a group program or a do-it-yourself program that they go through, but when they actually engage and coach with you, you really get to the bottom of what it is that they need. You can also charge more because they have direct access to you. So those are some of the benefits that I think of when I think of private coaching clients. And if there are any other benefits that I didn't mention that you'd love to add to the list, feel free to add them in the comments. The challenge with, private coaching is, let's say it's so funny because I was like, at the same time it's a challenge, it's also a blessing. If you're fully booked and you've got a lot of clients, that's really exciting to be working with so many people. And a lot of people feel like, you just feel validated that people want to work with you. Your practice is full. But let's say you reach your capacity, but then you're also hosting discovery calls. It can feel like you're on the phone a lot, and that can lead to some burnout. So type a 1 in the comments if you've ever been in that position of oh my God, I don't even know how I can take on one more client because I have so many and I'm leading discovery calls, and it just can be a lot to track. I will say that I think that this is the simplest path if you're starting out or if you haven't built your capacity to full. And full could be different, for different people, depending on your life, depending on your schedule. For some people, they're like, I just want 3 clients. For some people, they want 10 or more. So it can be a fast way to enter the industry or the fast way to generate some income by getting one client or a couple of clients. Another challenge is that there's only so many hours in the week. So at some point, like let's say you're enrolling, you cap out, then you just don't have any more time. You're just one more person. Unless you hire someone else out to coach your clients, you're probably going to overflow into a group program. Another challenge of private coaching is that if you struggle with boundaries or codependency, and a lot of people that I work with really want their clients to win, they want them to get results. And if your boundaries feel kind of mushy, you can just take on a lot of your clients' stuff, and you just kind of blend with your clients. And that's why it's really important to have boundaries around your time, boundaries, knowing what's yours, what's the client's to do. And it's really important to establish that when you start working with them. So type a 1 in the comments if you are with me. And again, it's going to be harder the challenge with one-on-one is that the boundaries thing is a really big piece. And then it's just like, if you're not used to juggling multiple clients, and you don't have an organized system to do that, to get them their homework, if you're doing that, or to send them the copy of their coaching sessions, it can feel like a lot to manage. Hi from Detroit. It doesn't say your name, but welcome. Glad that you're here. So we just covered path 1, which was private coaching. So that's you having a one-on-one coaching sessions, and it can vary how you do it. I tend to do 2 sessions a month, but at one point I was doing them every week. Some people do them once a month, and they have other things that the clients are working on. So that just would really depend on the specific package that you offer. So we're going to go into path 2, and that's creating a group program. And there are several types of group programs. I'm just going to touch on them because it's not really what I want to talk about, but I just want to give you a sense of the type of group programs that people offer. So one is like a launch model, which means that your program is going to start in September and maybe it's going to end, right before Thanksgiving. So that means you're going to create a lot of momentum and energy. You're going to open the doors, and then you're going to close the doors, and it's going to be open for a specific period of time. And that group program could just be calls. People do their group programs differently. There's also a hybrid model where maybe you have, in addition to group coaching calls, you may have some one-on-one sessions. You don't have to do it that way, but some people get a lot of value. It's like, I really love that model because you also get to have one-on-one time with your coach, but then you also benefit from the group experience. There's also an evergreen model, which means that it's a rolling enrollment and people can enroll anytime during the year. So you're just open. And so I know I've participated in several programs where you could just join in at any time, and there are already people in there. And that means that you can be earning income the whole year. And then I also added the mastermind model. What's awesome about a mastermind, which is also a group program, there could be content, but one of the reasons why people join a mastermind is that you're not only getting the benefit of the coach's eyes on your business and what you're doing, but you're also working with people, with peers that you respect and admire, and you're getting their feedback and their input on your business. And so that's really amazing because I don't know about you, like as a coach, we can approach, there's so many angles, and someone might see something from a particular angle, and then you have the benefit of other people's experience in the mastermind. So those are some potential group programs that you could potentially offer. Welcome, Cynthia and Bonita and Deb. So glad that you're here. And so let's talk about the advantage of a group program. So a lot of people are interested in group programs because they love to teach and facilitate. So if you're a coach, you probably love to coach, teach, facilitate workshops, growth, development. And there's so much that happens. There's a lot of energy that's created in the group ecosystem, which could be even bigger than working one-on-one, right? Because it's like, it's just you, whereas with the group, it's the coach plus all these other people. So that just creates its own energetic field. Another advantage is that it fosters community between the participants. So it's like when you see that other people are working on something this week, there's something about that inspires you, that can pull you along. That is really exciting for a lot of people. The group price point can be a little bit lower if you don't have access to you directly. So maybe there's just group coaching calls, and that's an attractive thing, right? Because some people might feel comfortable offering a price point that's lower than their private coaching. And, it can make it more accessible for people. And type a 1 in the comments if you're with me, if you're following. Don't hesitate to write any questions if you have any. It also leverages your time, because rather than having single private sessions, good afternoon, single private sessions across your calendar, you've now gathered all that energy into, we're only meeting Tuesday and Thursday, or meeting every Tuesday from 10 to 12, and you're containing the energy to that time versus feeling like you have sessions all over the place, right? And then, for those people who feel like, sometimes people can feel like, oh, they have some concern about their price point, or they don't feel really comfortable with it yet. Sometimes people feel really excited about what they're offering for their group program in terms of the price point. So let's talk about the challenge of creating a group program. Hi, Michelle, welcome. The challenge is getting folks to sign up, especially if you're just starting out. Sometimes people think it's going to be easier to fill a group program than a private coaching program. And it sounds kind of weird to say, but just think about it. Like, is it easier to get one person to say yes, or is it easier to get 10 people to say yes? And so I have found, and I think a lot of people that I've worked with, that it's way easier to get one person to sign something than 10 people to sign something. Hi, Tony Hawkins. So happy to see you here. And so the thing that you want to think about, like, if you've ever been in a group program, not everyone that signs up for the program attends the calls. And so let's say you launch a group program and maybe 4 people sign up, and then 2 people don't come each time. So then you have 2 people. And so if your goal, like, you want it to feel like a group. And so even not that 2 people, like at least 3 or 4 people or 5 people can actually feel like a group. So that's something to consider. You definitely need, hi again. I'm so happy to see all these people on here. So another challenge with launching a group program is that you need more people to reach your income goal. And so, like, let's say your income goal is $10,000, because that's what a lot of people tell me their income goal is. So if you have, let's say your private coaching package is $2,500, and you want to launch a group program, so then that means you would need 4 people to fill your income goal for private coaching. And let's say you charge it a little lower because it's a group program. Let's say it's $1,000. So now you need 10 people to reach your income goal of $10,000. That's why I say it's so important to start with, what is your income goal? How much money do you want to make a month? And then see which model is going to allow you to achieve that easily or the easiest. And of course, it depends on your situation. Like, if you have a job, you may not have the pressure of income. If you have another way to bring in money, you may not have that pressure. But if you feel like, I'm really serious about trying to make income, I would say that the private coaching path is probably the fastest way to bring in income. And I love groups. Like, I have a group program, and the model that I have currently is the launch model, where you open the doors and then it's open for 8 weeks, and then I close the doors. All right. I would also say with the group program, one of the mistakes, hi Doris, welcome. So happy that you're here. One of the mistakes I've seen mostly with newer coaches is that, sometimes people feel like they're like, I don't know so much about one-on-one. I don't know if I want to do private coaching for various reasons. And so they'll like jump into, I'm going to launch a group, but then they don't really have much of an audience. They haven't really created like a sense of community or really have people to share their offer with. And then there can be some disappointment if they don't reach their goal. And I'm not saying that you can't just jump into group programs. It's just that you definitely want to have a launch plan, and a launch plan is required to get people into the program. Hi, Rochelle. So nice to see you here. So we talked about path 1 and path 2. So path 1 was private individual coaching where you're working with people one-on-one. We also talked about path 2, which is a group, some version of a group program, and there's multiple types of ways to offer a group program. So path 3, I'm just going to have a sip of water. Type a 1 in the comments if the wheels are turning. I want to know. So path 3 is to create a product or an online program. Oh, good. Thank you, Rochelle. Glad that you're here. So that, and it could be a high ticket or a low ticket product or online program, but that could be a book. It could be a do-it-yourself online program. Maybe it was something you taught live before, and now you just sell the content. That, like, I've done that where I'm like, okay, this person is only going to get the material, but we're not going to do any private coaching sessions. So it could be an online program that you house or host. Hi, Esther Wengasi. I hope I'm saying your name wrong. Please forgive me if I'm not. Glad that you're here. So let's say you created an online program that you host on a site like Teachable or Thinkific, or maybe you create some meditation albums. I know a lot of people are into meditation, or maybe you are a yoga teacher and you create some yoga videos. That's a product that people could purchase. Or maybe you create like a printable, an ebook or a planner. And so the advantage to that of creating a product or an online program is, number one, it feels so good to get ideas and your thoughts out of your head and onto into a physical product that's tangible, that people can consume or that they can hold in their hands. Another advantage is that you create it once. So maybe you've done a lot of work for your online program. There's modules, there's workbooks, and you kind of put the energy in to do that. And then after that, you just sell it, right? And so you create it once, and then it can continue to earn you money, even though you only created it once. You don't have to give more of your time is another benefit, right? So you put in the time at the beginning, and then yes, you might still have to market it and sell it, but in terms of the actual product itself, now it's complete. She says, never mind, it's Kenyan. I love having people from all over the world on these. It makes me so happy. So those are the advantages to creating a product or an online program that you're not a part of, meaning that you're not offering coaching or extra services with. The challenge to that, though, is that people might not do the work because there isn't a container of support or of accountability of saying, hey, ideally you would hit these milestones by this time. I don't know about you, type a 1 in the comments if you've ever purchased something and you forgot about it and it's just like sitting there on your hard drive, or you've got books on the shelf that you haven't read. It doesn't mean that you'll never get to them, but you can have that initial enthusiasm and then you don't really engage with the material. And so that's one challenge. I mean, I'm sure you've read just as many books as books that you haven't read, or you've done just as many programs as programs that are sitting there that you haven't done. Evergreen without support from a coach. Yes. So that is a challenge, because part of it is you want people to get results. When people get results, they give you feedback on those results. Maybe they write a testimonial or do a testimonial video, and then that creates social proof that, wow, this product or service or program really works. Another challenge with that is that you need a lot of people to reach your income goal. And so I'm just going to say, let's say your income goal is $5,000 a month and your product that you're selling is $197. Can anyone guess like how many people do you need to make $5,000? You need 25 people. So on one level, 25 people doesn't sound like a lot, but on another level, it can be. I'm seeing some people here saying that they have purchased things that are still sitting in my email. Yes, Bonita, you're not alone. A lot of us, right? And then so what that means is that you need a larger pool of people because, again, only a certain percentage, a small percentage of your audience are actually going to take the step to invest to work with you. So that means you need more people just to get that smaller percentage of people to invest in your program or your book or your do-it-yourself online program. So that's the third one. And then the fourth path is to start a membership site. And so type a 1 in the comments if you are a part of a membership site or have been a part of one before. Like I'm a part of some membership sites, right? And there are some that I engage with regularly and some that I don't, but you're still paying for the membership, right? And so the benefit of a membership site is that often it's at a very accessible price point. And I just want to mention this about price. Bonita says she's typing a 1 in the comments, is that sometimes, and I know I've thought this myself, Rochelle says she has been a part of a membership as well. So the benefit is that it's at a very accessible price point. And I feel like for a lot of the people that I work with, like it's important for them to have it be that their services, their offerings are incredibly accessible. So this seems like a very attractive thing. Like, I just want to create a membership that's $27 a month, or $37, $47, $97. And so the advantage is that the price point seems really accessible, and that a lot of people could potentially sign up for it because the price point is very accessible. And if for some reason they don't want to do it, it's not like, oh my God, I spent that much money, right? Another benefit is that the reoccurring revenue that you know that you're going to be getting $37, $47, $97 every month. I've seen with many memberships that they often have a library of content that you can access right away. And so for those of us that really love to learn and to read and are obsessed with personal and business development growth, there's like so much that you can chew on at your own pace, and it can feel like your own Netflix. So type a 1 in the comments if you binge out on personal business growth stuff. I'm typing a 1 in the comments. So the challenge with the membership path, is that sometimes there's less commitment because people can cancel anytime, right? So and that's part of the appeal. You're like, oh, you can cancel anytime. And so that has people feel confident to make a buying decision because they know that, oh, well, if next month I don't want to do it, or if I have more expenses that month and it's not working for me, or if I'm not really using it, they feel confident to purchase because they know that they can cancel. And so thanks for the 1s in the comments that you're with me. So sometimes there can be less of a commitment because you can cancel anytime. Also, there can be less of a commitment because you're like, oh, it's only $25. Like I could spend $25 at Starbucks today, buying a couple of things for myself and the kids, right? So it feels like you don't have a lot of skin in the game. Another challenge is that you need a lot of people to reach your income goal. And so I'm just using this $37, right? So I've had memberships that varied, and one was like $22, $37, I think up to $97 in terms of the smaller memberships. But you need a lot more people to reach your income goal. And so I'm using $37 as an example. So if you said, I'm going to create a $37 membership, and my goal was $5,000, that means you need 135 people to sign up for your membership every month in order for you to make $5,000. And so what's important here is that we keep coming back to how much money do I want to make? How many people are in my audience? Like, do I feel confident? For some of you, you might feel confident. You might feel like, wow, I definitely feel like I could easily have 135 people pay for my $37 membership a month. So you need an audience in order to do that. And so similar to what I was talking about the group, for some of you, the membership might be the next step. And quite often, like at least for the women that I work with, it's several steps down the road because there's still some audience building that they need to do. This is more complicated. So it's not just on audience building. Like audience building is one aspect. Of course, you could do the affiliate route where you have other people promoting your membership to get them in. So that isn't the only thing. So I just felt like it was important to note that as well. So you need a bigger audience to have a membership site, especially if your price point is going to be in that $37 to $47 range. So based on what I've shared so far, if you could type in the comments what you feels like the model that works for you where you're at right now in your business. And I'm just going to do a quick recap of the 4 paths that we talked about. So path 1 is getting private coaching clients. Path 1 is private coaching clients. Path 2 is a group program. Path 3 is selling a product or online program, which would be like a do-it-yourself, a DIY program or a product. And path 4 is to start a membership site. So far, someone has said private clients in the comments. So I'm so glad that you have that clarity. I know oftentimes people will speak as though one path is better than another. And I'm absolutely not here to say that one path is better than another. It's just that sometimes you just want to be mindful of like, okay, based on where you're at right now, does your audience, do the systems that you have in place allow you to make the income that you want to make with a particular path? And so in the Client Creation Queen program, like we focus on really prioritizing your high ticket offer, which is your coaching package that starts at $1,000 or more, depending on your comfort level and where you're at. Because that's going to be, I find, like the easiest, simplest thing to do. You don't necessarily have to launch your private coaching practice. You can, but you can start with the people who are already in your world. We also cover like how to begin to build your audience, because if you're on social media, I was going to say you have an audience, but let me tell you what I mean by this. That if you're on social media, that you can begin to position yourself to talk about your specific niche and what you do, so that you begin to draw people who are interested in your topic. And so audience building and community building is incredibly important, so that you always have people to come and share your content with, to share your offers with. And what I have found too is that as you start working with private one-on-one clients, like let's just say you get your first 10 or 20 clients. When you've worked with those 20 people, you're beginning to see themes of like, these are similar things that people are saying. These are similar things that people are asking about. And it's going to inform the next things that you do. So I created my program, which was initially called the Client Creation Queen program, because the number one question I was getting from clients was, how do I get clients? And so it didn't just happen once. It happened once, twice, 3. I was like, okay, this keeps coming up. So then I created my program. It's now called the Client Creation Queen program. But what I want to to share with you is that in your work with your private clients, it's really going to help you create your group program. It's going to help you ultimately create your membership site if that's something you want to do. And Bonita says 2 group programs and 3 evergreen products. Can you tell me what you mean by that? Do you mean that you're currently in 2 group programs or that you have 2 group programs? Let me know. So that is what I have for you all today. If you haven't filled up your private coaching practice yet, I would recommend leveraging and leaning into getting more one-on-one clients. I feel like that's a great springboard for everything that you want to do. And if you feel like you need more support in bringing on more clients, I'm happy to have a conversation with you to see if the Client Creation Queen program might be a fit for you. You can just shoot me a DM and put Queen, and that will let me know that you want to know more about the Client Creation Queen program. So feel free to type in the comments if you have any questions that weren't answered in this live, and I'll come back and answer them in the comments. Thanks so much for showing up, and always begin with, like, what is it that I want? What is going to allow me to get there easier in a simpler way? And I also will say that I know quickest way isn't always the most important thing. So, like, depending on where you're at, you might be fine with moving at a more relaxed pace. And others of you feel like, I want to start bringing in income sooner rather than later. So let me just check here. Rochelle says 1-to-1, most definitely. Awesome. Well, if we don't have any other questions, make sure you go back in the comments and let me know which income path feels like the best fit for you right now. And I look forward to seeing you again on Mondays. And just let you know, we actually changed the time. It used to be 3, it's now 12 p.m. because my kids are back in school. But of course, you'll get notifications about our next live. So until next time, have an awesome week, and feel free to post any questions you have here in the comments.